Hey guys, it's Matt from Total MTG here with an edition of Deck Tech Tuesday. And this week I am showcasing a deck that I've made. That was the winner of Let's Build a Deck, the viewer's choice, where the winner was SIGARDA'S AID. And I have built a deck around SIGARDA'S AID, the card, which is the enchantment from Eldritch Moon. You may cast an aura and equipment cards as their flash. And when an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach it to a target creature. So that was my task after the votes were coming in. It was a clear winner. So I've built this standard deck. Now I will say I started off going blue-white, and then I went Abzan, and then I went red-white. But, you know, red-white equipment allies has been quite done. So what I've done, I thought, let's make it simple. We want to be getting stuff out. We don't want to get screwed on mana. So it is mono-white, with a theme of the old popular humans and lots of artifacts and enchantments. So we'll start off with the creatures. We have a 4 of a Thraben Inspector. When this enters the battlefield, you get to investigate. That's clearly why I put this in here. Obviously, it's a human as well. It's a nice 1-drop, and we haven't got much card draw in this at all. So we've got quite a bit of search, stuff like that, but the actual card draw, this will help us. The Thraben Inspector puts down a card, so we can then hopefully, go and draw a card with it as well. So the next is a 3 of. It's a Hamweir Militia Captain. This is a great 2-drop. It's a 2/2 for 2. At the beginning of the upkeep, if you control 4 or more creatures, you get to transform it. And when you transform it, it goes into, there it is, a Westvale Cult Leader. Now then, its power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control. We've got a few different theme sort of effects like that as well. At the beginning, if you up your end step, you get to put a 1/1 black-white cleric in creature token. So it's going to build up. It's going to get bigger and bigger. So this was like a automatic inclusion. Maybe I should put 4 in, but I've gone for 3. We've got 19 creatures in total, which after a bit of testing, I might up a bit. So the next creature we have, that should be coming up on the screen now, is Relic Seeker. We ran a 4 of them. It's from Magic Origins. It's a 2/2 for 2. Has the Renowned. When you creature deals combat damage to a player, if it isn't Renowned, you get to put a 1/1 counter on it. And when this becomes Renowned, you get to search alow for an equipment card. And obviously we do run quite a few equipments. We've got 11 in total, I think. So this is what I'm saying. We haven't got card draw, but we've got cards that can find cards with this. And, a few little small creatures like the Weenie Whites hopefully and they will get bigger with all the equipment and stuff like that. So we're going to run a 4 of Relic Seeker. And then I couldn't have a white deck without Tharli's Lieutenant. Got a 4 of these. Puts a 1/1 counter on all the humans. Whenever another human enters the battlefield under your control, you get to put a 1/1 counter on Thalia. So yeah, this is a great pump spell. Pumps all your humans. We only run humans in the deck, so it's 19 humans. And this is just a great anthem effect, and it's a great card, Thalia's Lieutenant. So around 4 of them. We also run 4 Ironclad Slayer as our last creature. It's a 3/2 for 3, so it's not a bad body. When it enters the battlefield, you may return target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to the hand. So obviously, we're going to have a problem when we pump creatures. People are going to be trying to kill them. There's a lot of destruction in this standard at the moment. So when it dies, or when it enters, we can go back and get one of our useful artifacts or auras, whatever we need, and that would be brilliant for us. It's a bit of recursion. I thought it was quite a nice card, and a 3/2 for 3. It's not too bad. So we will now go on to the artifacts. So our first is a 3 of Stoneforge, a Masterwork. A quick creature gets +1/1 for each creature you control that shares a creature type with it. And obviously we got all humans, so it's going to be big. We can attack in. Hopefully, if we've got a way of putting trample on as well, we got another. I think we got another artifact that does that as well, which we have. We could surprise our opponents. We get big attacks. We're going to have some big creatures. We're going to be able to mess with some of the bigger creatures. Our creatures might start off weenie, but they will get bigger. So our next card artifact equipment is a Sigil of Valor from Origins. Whenever a quick creature attacks alone, it gets +1/1 until end of turn for each other creature you control, and the equip is 1. But obviously, you know, we've got SIGARDA'S AID, so we can play this stuff, all these artifacts, you know, because they're equipments, we can play them at flash. So we can sort of attack him with 1. He thinks, yeah, we're just gonna let that little 2/2 through. We might have a lot of creatures on, and then all of a sudden we pump him up with this. We play it with flash. It just automatically attaches to the creature, and you know, who knows how big it could be. It could be a game-winning move. So we're going to run a couple of them. You know, toying with 3, but we're going to start off with 2. So our next equipment is a Brawler's Plate. A quick creature, this is what I'm talking about, a trample, gets +2/2 and has a trample. Now the equip is obviously quite expensive, it costs 4. That's why we need our SIGARDA'S AID out, because when the equipment enters the battlefield, you may just attach it to target creature, which is pretty cool. So we can give her, you know, for 3 mana we can play it in as a flash sort of spell and give it +2/2 and trample. Our last equipment is a 3-of, which is Slayer's Plate from Shadows. A quick creature gets +4/+2. Whenever the quick creature dies, if it was a human, which luckily all ours are, you get to put a 1/1 spirit token with flying onto the battlefield. But you know, this is a nice pump, a +4/+2. If it's already got the trample on, you can see the effect. We want to flash this stuff in and hopefully keep our SIGARDA'S AID on the field. That is the plan. Dramoka's Command will be, you know, the bane of this deck. But hopefully Dramoka's will be gone soon. So that's good. So like I said, guys, the whole deck is built around this SIGARDA'S AID. You may cast the auras and equipment spells as though they had flash. When equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach it to target creature you control. So we have 11 equipments. You know, we've got plenty of stuff to fire in. Play it with flash, and the SIGARDA'S AID is just a 1-drop as well. You know, it's so good for 1. So that's what we're hoping to do. Play our little creatures. We've got pump effects. We got, you know, the equipments to make them all bigger and hopefully get in for a quick win. The next card I've got as enchantment is our helpful removal. I mean, who doesn't want to play pacifism as flash? They play their massive creatures, you know, their Eldrazi's and stuff like this, and we can just flash that in. They can't attack, they can't block, we can get in for our win. You know, I just think it'd be hilarious flashing in a pacifism, and it only costs 2 as well. So it'd be a good bit of removal for us. And our last aura is Hope Against Hope. Enchant creature, when enchanted creature gets +1/1 for each creature you control, as long as it's a human, which they all are, they get first strike. So like again, you know, if we could attack in with, you know, the single one, we get the Sigil of Valor. You can see, like, I mean, obviously, you know, there'll be perfect hands, perfect draws, but you can see what the idea of the deck is. We've got loads of little tricks that we can do. We've got different cards we can flash in, hopefully, and get that surprise bit of damage in. Now, the land is basically and simple. Look at this. Planes, 19 planes. Don't have to worry about colour confusion. You're just going to get your planes down. You know, you're not going to be mana screwed with planes. Only the way you are is if you don't draw the lands. That is literally the only way. So, guys, that is the main deck. Lots of creatures, lots of humans. We've gone for like a human sort of theme as well. I've kept it, you know, obviously there could be a lot stronger white cards that you could use, but I wanted to keep it, you know, in flavour with SIGARDA'S AID, which is using aura and equipment and keeping us something with the humans, so it works with, you know, with the other auras and equipment, so, you know, so with the +1/1s for, you know, if you're attacking alone for each creature and stuff like that. So you can see what I've done with this, and hopefully it will perform rather well. We'll go on to the sideboard now. So, if we need to flash in some flyers, we can do Griff's Boom. We've got a couple of them in the sideboard. Gets +1 with flying, and it also recurs as well. Bit of removal for us. Declaration in Stone. We're going to run 3 of them. So, you know, exiles target creature and all creatures with the same name, and then they get to investigate for each one you do. The next one is Hallow Moonlight. You know, the card that helps against the company when people are trying to cheat creatures in. Hallow Moonlight, until end of turn, if a creature went into the battlefield and it wasn't cast, you get to exile it instead, and you get a card draw as well. You get to draw a card. So we've got 2 of them in the sideboard. The next one is a flash enchantment that hopefully we'll be able to flash in. It's obviously not flash, but we want to make it flash with the SIGARDA'S. It's Murder Investigation. When enchanted creature dies, you put a 1/1 white soldier token where it's its power. Now, we could get, obviously you can see we've got ways to make massive power. If we could flash this in, you know, as a nice little trick, we could just then pummel the field with loads of soldiers. I mean, that would just be hilarious. So I've got that in for a nice bit of tricksy there. Murder Investigation. Then we've got some more removal. Silk Wraps. Gets with the early creatures, mana cost 3 or less. And obviously with Sigarda, it could be used as flash. Suppression Bonds, enchant non-land permanents, helps us deal with planeswalkers. There's lots of Lilianas, there's lots of, you know, other planeswalkers out there. Suppression Bonds can come in against those decks and sort of help us. So we run 2 of them. And we got a 1 of Tragic Arrogance, just because I love this card. You know, if we need to clear the field, we can keep a creature and an enchantment on the battlefield and an artifact. So potentially we could keep 1 loaded up creature, and we hopefully could clear the field a little bit if we're struggling. But, you know, a 1 of Tragic Arrogance, that's what we have. So, guys, this was the Sigarda's Aid deck that I made. It's a Sigarda's Aid human enchantment, you know, artifact equipment kind of deck. Hopefully, you know, it'll perform quite well. I might try and make this if I can. Obviously, I'm missing a few cards on card form, as you can see by the cards coming up, but you know, there's nothing expensive, you know, really expensive in this deck, I don't think. And you know, Tharley's Lieutenant might be the most expensive card. I'm not too sure, but even that, you know, that's not out of anyone's reach really. But you can see, you know, this hopefully will appeal to a lot of people. It's you know, it's not a budget deck. It's just a low costing deck that, you know, hopefully a lot of people can make. So if you do go and make it, please let me know how you get on with it. And obviously let me know in the comments what you think of the deck. I might try and make a Sigarda's Aid modern deck as well in the coming weeks. Might try and see if I can, you know, make good use of this in modern. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, guys, this has been Deck Tech Tuesday with the winner of Let's Build a Deck Sigarda's Aid. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers, guys.